Hello and welcome. My name is Adrina. I am the owner and accountant here at Accounting by Adrina. And in today's video, I'm going to share with you 3 of my favorite reports. I feel like I can go on forever about my favorite reports in QuickBooks Online. So I really tried to stay concise and focused and just show you 3 of my favorite reports. Otherwise, I feel like we could get a little bit out of control. I mean, let me know down in the comments below if you want to see more as far as like reports are concerned in QuickBooks Online. But for now, these are my top 3 favorite reports I use on a monthly basis for all of my bookkeeping clients. All right, now I am using the test drive version of QuickBooks Online for this video, and I'm just going to jump right into it. So the reports section is on the left-hand side bar, so you can go ahead and click reports. There are 3 different sections of reports, but obviously I'm going to show you my favorite reports. And the first one is under the management reports. Now, generally speaking, reporting can happen based off of what management needs. So if it's a monthly report, that can happen. If it's a weekly report, it can happen that way too. Quarterly, however management decides they need a report. So I usually like to do monthly reports for my clients. And the reporting period is usually this year to last month because, like, for example, I'm recording this in March and I would have already closed February by reconciling the bank statements and getting any questions that I had for my clients answered. So it would be this year to last month. So we're always working kind of like a month behind. And then you would click on print preview, and then you can go ahead and download that. And let me just show you what it looks like when you open it, because it's such a concise report. I really like it. So first of all, it says the management report, and then it tells you what company it's for, and then for the period ending date. And it also says that like the date that it was prepared on. So those are all very helpful information. This is the table of contents. So it's just 2 reports here. If you're working in an actual QuickBooks Online file, you'll also see the cash flow statement here as well. Now here's the profit and loss, and this is just going to be all inclusive. So it's January and February. Let's say you downloaded it in June, it would be January through June. So it would be consolidated, and it would just list each of the general ledger accounts and then the total amount for that time period. And then you would just see at the end the net income right there. So that would be the 2-page report for the profit and loss statement. And the next report is going to show you the balance sheet. So it would be as of a certain time period. So this one says as of February 28th. So it's the last day of the previous month. And it will show you just kind of like what the balances are in each of those accounts as of this date. So you would have had 2,101 in your checking account, 800 in your savings. And then if we scroll down, we'll see the credit card accounts here as well. So this means you would have owed $1,000 to your credit card. And if there were any other items that needed payment as well. So like Board of Equalization. So this, assuming you would have been collecting this amount over time, and then you would have to pay it at a certain time. And then it looks like this person took out a loan as well. So that's the total amount of the loan as of February 28th. And then if we scroll down a little bit more, then we'll see the total liabilities and equity. That's $24,336.29. And that should equal the total assets. And so the other thing you can check on this report as you're reviewing it is the net income right here, which says 1471.83, and you can check that against this net income right here, 1471.83. So that's just a quick snapshot of how those reports interact. So this is like a very good like high level type report, and this is one that I generally provide to all of my clients. And again, that was under the management report section. Now, a couple other reports that I really like. I don't know if we have enough time to get into them all because there's so many, but you can actually type in the report here. So I'm looking for the transaction detail by account. This is one of my all-time favorite reports. Let's see what this sample provides to us. There we go. So again, I usually do the previous month. So I would say on the date filter last month, and then I would click on accrual and run report. And then it shows every transaction for every account from the previous month. And I usually like to just export that directly to Excel so I can start running my own type of analysis. And let's go ahead and open that so you can see what it looks like. All right, so here is that report. And I usually like to just kind of give it a little bit of a once over just to kind of uniform everything here to make everything uniform. Doesn't really come formatted, so just think of it as more like a hard-coded type data report. So it's not necessarily the best in terms of how it's presented, what it looks like, but it's really helpful information. So on this column here, you'll see all of the general ledger accounts. There's the date. The transaction type is really just in response to the, you know how we go up here to the plus new sign? So this is really kind of like these are the different types of transactions that are available. And so that's what this column refers to. And if it was a numbered transaction, then that's what it is in that column. And then this would be either the vendor name or customer name. If you're a nonprofit, it would be the donor name. This is what is under the memo or description. And the split going to be a little bit important in a little bit, but basically this is the opposite account. So when we think of accounting, we think of accounting as double entry accounting, which means there's an entry here on the checking account, and then there's an entry here on meals and entertainment in the P&L. So you'll see here, there's the checking account, there is the savings account in those transactions, accounts receivable, which is usually listed on the balance sheet. So all of these are on the balance sheet up until, let's see, this note payable. Nope, until opening balance equity. So all of these accounts here are on the balance sheet. So we can kind of minimize that so we can look at just the profit and loss items now. So then here's all your income. Oh, yeah, this is still income. So you could see by the transaction type, these are invoices. And these are still invoices. So this is all of the income here. And then it comes to cost of goods sold. When you actually get this report, then you'll see it divided here. It would say, you know, these are the total for all your income accounts, and then these are expenses. So what I like about reviewing this report is I can see at a moment's glance if I coded something improperly. So let's say this was really gas and it was like $70 or something like that. Then I could see like, oh, this is coded wrong to maintenance and repair and should be coded to gas. So then I would be able to reclassify that transaction just by reviewing this report. So a very helpful report. Again, that one was called Transaction Detail by Account. And I just normally go under this search bar to type out transaction detail by account instead of like scrolling for it, or I add it to my favorites. So if you see I think it's under the accountant section. There it is. So you can add it to your favorites, and then it should populate up here. Now there's another report that I really like, and I'll stop after this one because I feel like I can go on forever. Okay, so again, I do the date filter here. Oh, this one is called Profit and Loss by Month. And the date filter I use is this year to last month. And this also gets exported into Excel for my clients. All right, this is what it looks like once you export it. And again, I do some fine tuning here just to make it a little bit more presentable. I also take off the filter the merge, because it's just a little too much. And then people don't necessarily like to see decimals, so I remove that. You can also kind of like make it a little bit easier to scroll so it makes sense. So here's what we're looking at, and you can see kind of like, if you just want to see the high level for each of these accounts and how it's performing, by month, then this is the report for you. This is a lot of times what my clients are using to do analysis and forecasting. Um, this is also a way to double check myself. So, for example, this one shows there was a rent payment or a lease payment in February of $900. So, my question would to my client would be, did we miss a January payment? Do we need to make that up? When was that paid? Was it a double payment in December? So you can see kind of like how at just a glance at this report, you can see, okay, wait, is everything going properly? Like, did I miss an invoice? Did I miss a payment? Or maybe if it's too high, maybe equipment and repairs, maybe that's too high. And that's somewhere that you would want to investigate. All right, friends, that is all I have for you today. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you have a question, feel free to leave that down in the comments below, and I'll see you guys in my next video.